as a sudden move last evening. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankhar has resigned from his post citing medical reasons, and he has sent across his resignation letter to President Draupadi Murmu saying that he is stepping down with immediate effect. Now, this letter that was written to the Rashtrapati was posted on the first day of the monsoon session of Parliament itself, saying that he's quitting to prioritize his health care and to avoid by medical advice by doctors. While he was admitted to AIIMS for a few days in the month of March this year and appeared to do not so well on a few occasions, Jagdeep Dhankhar has mostly been seen as an energetic public appearances that he often has been making, including in the Parliament itself. So that has been raising a lot more questions. While no one knows so far exactly what transpired behind the scenes, here are two of the many theories that have been doing the rounds. Let's put that out in focus. Exactly why did Jagdeep Dhankhar tender his resignation? He's also the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Theory one, lack of clarity in Justice Verma's impeachment process. That is said to be one of the other theories that has been floating. And what has been also said that JP Nadda saying that nothing will go on record except what he says statement may have upset Jagdeep Dhankhar, who was in the chair at that point in time. Certainly will give rise to speculations, as we have seen already the opposition that has been questioned this sudden exit of Jagdeep Dhankhar while he has tendered his resignation to Rashtrapati Draupadi Murmu. Let's in the meantime take a look exactly when it comes to the questions that are now being raised on part of the opposition side. Now, what has been now said just before his tenure was to end in the year 2027, which has led to a lot of speculation around whether his health is the real reason that he has hung his boots prematurely. Leaders in the opposition, meanwhile, have added to the buzz.
देखिए, जो इस्तीफे का कारण लिखा है, हम तो दुआ करते हैं कि ईश्वर उनको लंबी उम्र दे, सेहत दे और स्वस्थ रहें, यही कामना करते हैं। लेकिन सारा दिन आप काम कर रहे थे और रात को अचानक 2 लाइन के अंदर आ जाए कि साहब स्वास्थ्य कारणों से इस्तीफा दे दिया, तो समझ में नहीं आता क्या वजह है।
It's something quite unexpected, and we don't know what are the real reasons. And I don't think the President of India is going to accept the same. And one reason I can tell you that the Justice Ashok, this Shekhar Yadav's impeachment motion is pending before him. So I think he is likely to proceed with the same. So that must have annoyed the government, especially the BJP leadership. So at this point of time, I can tell you that that can be cited as one of the reasons which led to sending this letter.
So the curiosity, the questions that are being raised over the opposition side on the questions that are now arising and speculations and theories that also seem to be, being posted on the sudden exit of Jagdeep Dhankhar, the timing itself that is also being questioned. Let's put that out exactly the questions that are now being raised on part of the Congress party side. This is Jayaram, Ramesh of the Congress. Let's put out exactly what the Congress party believes that could be the possible reason of Jagdeep Dhankhar stepping down from his post. This is Jayaram Ramesh post on social media platform where he goes on to say, and I'm going to quickly quote from that post, saying that yesterday Shri Jagdeep Dhankhar chaired the Business Advisory Committee of the Rajya Sabha at 12:30 p.m. It was attended by most members, including Leader of the House JP Nadda and the Minister of Parliamentary Affairs Kiran Rijiju. After some discussion, the BAC decided to meet again at 4:30 p.m. Now, at 4:30 p.m., the BAC reassembled under the chairmanship of Shri Jagdeep Dhankhar. It waited for Shri Nadda and Shri Rijiju to arrive. They never came. Shri Jagdeep Dhankhar was not personally informed that the two senior ministers were not attending. Rightly, he took umbrage and rescheduled the BAC today at 1 p.m. Now, so something very serious happened yesterday between 1 p.m. and 4:30 p.m. to account for the deliberate absence of Shri Nadda and Shri Rijiju from the second BAC yesterday. So this is as far as when it comes to the unprecedented move is concerned. Congress party and its leaders have been raising the issue, saying that something may have happened between those around 3.5 hours that may have led to Jagdeep Dhankhar taking this step. Let's get in a word from Nyamika, who's connected with us. Well, Nyamika, good morning. Of course, we were expecting there would be fireworks and chaos in the Parliament. That did happen in the first day itself. But this has been a bigger surprise move that has now come to the fore. Questions that has been rising, curiosity that has been peaking as to why Jagdeep Dhankhar resigned from his post.
Well, yes, good morning. there are a lot of speculations which are being made on the part of the opposition leaders, and specifically if we talk about the Congress party, because it is the Congress party's Rajya Sabha MP and the General Secretary Jayaram Ramesh who had put out a tweet after the resignation which has been given on the part of Mr. Jagdeep Dhankhar from the position of Vice President of India, as it is being claimed by Mr. Jayaram Ramesh that something has happened within the time span of 3 to 3.5 hours, as earlier the BSc meeting was being called at 12:30 p.m. and later on it was also being stated that another round of meeting will be held at 4 p.m. But the second round of meeting, in that particular meeting, there was the absence of the BJP's leaders, as both Mr. JP Nadda as well as Mr. Kiran was not being present there, and Mr. Jagdeep Dhankhar had no information regarding their absence, and that is the only reason why it was being rescheduled for 1 p.m. today. So Mr. Jayaram Ramesh is basically claiming that there is some kind of a reason behind this move which is being taken by Mr. Jagdeep Dhankhar for resigning from the position of VP, because he has also mentioned in his tweet that
the BSc has now been scheduled for today 1 p.m. Remains to be seen who would be presiding over that meeting. Of course, before that would be the second day of the Parliament session, as we are looking at the monsoon session which is underway. Nyamika continues to be with us as we speak of Jagdeep Dhankhar, who is now the third Vice President of India after V.V. Giri and R. Venkataraman to resign during their tenure. Now, Giri and Venkataraman, however, resigned from their post of Vice President to contest the presidential elections. However, Jagdeep Dhankhar will go down in history as the only Vice President against whom the opposition brought a notice of removal for partisan conduct as the chairman of the upper house. Remember, as far as the incident when it was reported. Now, at the time, what happens next, constitutionally speaking, exactly when it comes to the process? Now, what happens if there is no one presiding over the chair of the Vice President, who is also the chairman of the Rajya Sabha? Let's take a look. So the EC will now initiate process when it comes to electing of the new Vice President. According to the Constitution, it says that the vacancy must be filled ASAP, as soon as possible, and chosen by the Electoral College via secret ballot. The Electoral College members has both, when it comes to members of the houses, and what is being said that the key criteria here mainly is to now look for that the individual must not be holding any office of profit. This is how the proceedings, or what is being said as the process that needs to be followed when it comes to the election of the Vice President. Now, who exactly is now eligible to become a Vice President of the country? Let's put out as far as several criteria here are concerned. Must be a citizen of India, that is obvious. Must be at least 35 years of age. Also saying that the individual must be eligible for the election to the Rajya Sabha itself and shouldn't be holding any office of profit. Now, these are as far as when it comes to the requirements that are now concerned for any individual who is said to be fit for taking up the position as the Vice President of India.